In one of our previous problems, we had looked at student class. Remember? And we had run some test cases as well to see how it works. Now I'm going to extend that example, and here what I'm doing is I'm saying that a student can be a scholarship student or a non-scholarship student. And to keep things simple, the only difference between these two would be that a scholarship student will get a percentage off on his total fees. Whereas in case of a non-scholarship student, there will be a fixed amount rebate. Okay. Otherwise, everything else is same. Now, to do this, what we are going to do is we are going to make this class student as abstract by inheriting from ABC. So class name, and within brackets I'm saying ABC, and ABC is a specification in ABC package. So we have to import it. So from ABC we have to import ABC and abstract method. So student is inheriting from ABC. ABC stands for abstract base class. Okay, and all this remains the same. Setters remain the same. Most of the getters remain the same. Yes. And now I have added two operations. One is define get reduction. This will tell you by what amount the fees is getting reduced. So in case of a scholarship student, percentage is being calculated of the total fees and the amount is being returned. In case of a non-scholarship student, whatever is the discount amount, that is being passed back. Now, if you notice in both of these cases, I have put something called as a decorator. A decorator basically provides additional meaning to the function here. So I'm saying this get reduction is not going to be implemented here. I'm also specifying it by saying pass. So implementation is being passed on to somebody else. Similarly, get fees payable. Again, that is also being passed. Okay. Now I'm saying class scholarship student inherits from student. Remember, student in turn inherits from ABC. Now, the init function of this, how will this work? Remember, student already has a init in which it is accepting 4 values and storing it in its private members. So here, instead of repeating that, what I'm saying is here 5 parameters are being passed: num, first name, phone number, total fees, and percent. So these 4 I'm passing on to the student.init, so that initialization of these 4 can be done by the implementation of the parent class, and the implementation of the scholarship equal to percent is provided here. Remember, at any given point of time, a student can be either a scholarship student or a non scholarship student, which means I can't really create an instance of student. Yes. So when I say I'm calling the implementation of the student class, remember that implementation is being inherited here. So that inherited code is being called. Okay. Then I have def, setter and getter methods for those properties which are specific to this scholarship student. Similarly, get fees payable. Now here in case of get fees payable, here what was it? Get fees payable was abstract. Here I'm going to provide the implementation. So here I'm calculating in scholarship student. I'm reducing the fees by the scholarship percentage. And similarly in non-scholarship, again I'm reducing it by the discount amount. Okay, let's look at get reduction. Now, in case of get reduction, what am I doing? I am returning the calculated value, whatever is the discount amount. In case of a scholarship, it is percentage basis. So I'm calculating the percentage of the total fees and returning it. That's the reduction in his total fees. Okay. And get student info. Here again, I already have an implementation here. Get student info. Right. To this, I just have to add the percentage of scholarship student. So here info is equal to parents implementation I want to invoke. So I'm saying super dot get student info. So that implementation has been inherited in this. So I'm calling that inherited operation. That will return me a info. To that info again I'm adding get scholarship. Yes. Okay. Now coming to non-scholarship student. So again, same thing. I'm calling the parents implementation for these four, and for rebate, I am providing the implementation here itself. Again, getters and setters for the rebate here. Get fees payable. Get fees payable will be what? Self dot get fees minus get discount, because it's a fixed amount discount. Okay. Get reduction. How much is the reduction? So I'm just returning get discount. Now there is a difference in the implementation here and in the scholarship. In the scholarship, percentage was being passed, calculated and passed back. Here the discount itself is being passed back. Again, get student info, parents implementation of get student info being executed first, and then to that this is being added, the discount amount. Okay, so that's the class specifications of the parent class and the child classes. Now here we have these test runs. Here remember, student is abstract, which means I can't create an instance of the student. But just to show you that, I'm putting in a try block. So I'm trying to execute this statement, which is a constructor call. It should actually not do this. It should actually display cannot create an instance of an abstract class. Then I'm creating three instances: P1 scholarship student, non-scholarship. Apart from other details, here I have the fees, and this is the, because it is a scholarship student, it is 100% scholarship. This is 50% scholarship, and this is a fixed amount because it is non-scholarship. And here I am actually explicitly displaying that total fees is of P2 get fees, and the fees payable is get fees payable. So which implementation will get executed? Scholarship student implementation will get executed here. Whereas when I say P3.getFees and P3.getFees payable, which implementation? Non-scholarship student implementation is going to get executed. Okay, all this is same. I'm just calling those get operations and displaying the details. Now here I think I have made a mistake. Get roll number, get name, get phone, get the fees, get student info. Again, it is going to get all the info. So we don't want that. We want only the get reduction, right? So let me just take care of this. Okay. So again here, depending on whether it is a scholarship student or a non-scholarship student, appropriately the appropriate implementation will be executed. This is what we had in the previous session also. And P1 dot get student info, and then deleting the objects. So let's run this and see how it works. So shift F10. Let's start from the beginning. Remember, I told you it should not create an instance of student because it is an abstract class. So cannot create an instance of an abstract class. It is displayed the exception message. Then I have a line, and here I have these two print statements. Get fees 1 lakh to 100, and the fees payable is 50,100. Why? Because this is P2, and for P2 is a scholarship student who has got a 50% scholarship. Okay, then I have P3 dot get fees and P3 get fees payable. Now in this case, fees payable is 1,25,000 and fees payable is 1,20,000. Why? Because in this case, in case of P3, it is a fixed amount discount. So only 5,000 rupees is being discounted. So fees payable will be 5,000 less. Okay, in this statement, all these details are being printed. So you have 103, 45,000 is the fees, 45,000 is the reduction. That means payable is 0. By the way, this 0 is part of the this one. I have not displayed the payable here. So after get reduction, I should have set P1 dot P1 dot fees payable, P2 dot fees payable. Okay, now here one more thing that I have to do is change it to P2 P3, and I should have done this also P2. Okay, and here also I might have made that same mistake, P2 P3. Okay, now let's run this and see what happens. See, here you have after making the changes. Okay, that is okay. Now this is the one that we have to look at. 103 Jyoti phone number, fees, total fees, the reduction, and the total fees payable. Similarly, total fees, reduction, and the fees payable. Total fees, reduction, and the fees payable. And then in the last step, we are printing the all the details using get student info, a single thing. The implementation of this is this one. So in the parent class, we are printing only, or rather we are concatenating it here, but this doesn't include the scholarship percentage, so that we are adding it here. We are still getting the using the implementation of the parent class. Similarly here also using the parent class implementation and then adding to it the subclasses implementation. Yes, so I would strongly recommend that you patiently go through this. This is very, very important. That's it. Bye.